Sophie All-Star Master Lee.
And Lulu.
All right, babe. How about some throwback time to the 70s? We're going to be checking out Blondie, Heart of Glass. And this song really stuck with me as a kid. Even before I hit puberty, I somehow knew something was like, oh, that's beautiful. And like,
is she pretty?
She's got to look.
See, I knew it.
She's got to look. And the thing is, I actually thought her name was Blondie the whole time. Like, it was just her. But no, Blondie's name of the band. Her name is Debbie Harry. And
Harry, too.
You know, back then, they like hairy women. No, my point is, Debbie, who is actually a blonde, so it made a lot of sense, like, you know, why I thought she was called Blondie. Like, I saw her perform once. I think it was a live TV show. It's very faint memories because I was just a kid. I'm talking maybe 5 or 6 years old. Wow. But I was instantly transfixed by her stage presence and beauty. Wow. There was just something about her that just felt very fairy-like. It just sensually hypnotic. Although as a kid, I didn't know those terms. Yeah, and I didn't know what that tingle my blowing was.
5 years old, 6 years old, and you can remember that? You can recall?
It's faint memory of... Man, I don't know how old it was, but let's see. She would have been popular in the mid-70s or so. So I would, maybe up to 8 years old. I think because sometime after that, I moved overseas. And I distinctly remember this when I was still in the U.S. As a kid.
That's impressive memory.
So, it's more like she was that transfixing that even a kid could remember that. And they do say, and this actually brings up a really interesting point, they do say kids know the difference between beauty and ugly.
There's a research for that?
Research have shown that, a face that's more, maybe it's not ugly or beauty, but pleasing, less threatening.
And then the child will cry.
If it's more beautiful, a child would be more inviting. There's a natural instinct to go like, I can feel safe around that. But if you have a more threatening face, I guess, which tends to be a little uglier, kids feel a little bit more scared. So it's just a natural thing. Now, I don't know if that crosses like gender or a race or whatever. Like, I don't want to get into the details because I didn't understand the study fully, but I had heard, maybe even as a kid, I kind of understood like there's something here that was,
maybe that's why kids are very
honest,
prone to me. Or
how does it become about you? Oh, dang, girl.
That was a joke, baby. Because
I don't think that was a joke.
You always say like, why do kids like you? Or when we were at the plane,
because you always give them free candy.
Like, no.
I got a stranger giving you candy. That's why I give kids candy. Because my face ain't doing it. All right, let's check this out. Blondie, you know this song, right? Heart of Glass. A heart of glass.
Oh, so familiar.
Yeah, you would know this song. This is like huge. This is probably one of the most iconic 70s songs, and it's got like 500,000 views. You would know it, but this performance, you're gonna see why I was transfixed.
Okay.
Hey, you want to see me win cold hard cash here in Vegas? You gotta check out my slots channel.
And if you want some hotness, check out my fantasy show. What's that?
That sound? I don't know. Like a little
keyboard?
I don't think it's keyboard. Almost like a, I don't know, coconut.
Ah!
Very 70s vibe going on. In fact, she kind of comes across like a Pixie. Like she could easily play like a little fairy.
Fairy tale.
Yeah, like
Tinkerbell.
Yeah, she's very Tinkerbellish. Is that dude literally playing an extension cord? Is that an instrument? and he's playing a disco ball.
He's tripping.
They're all tripping.
I don't think they know how to dance or something.
I love that part. And she goes, ooh, ah. It's just...
Is her voice synthesized?
I don't know if her natural voice is like that. I feel like most of their songs is like, yeah, she normally sings at that register. Yeah. It's very airy. It's very high. Pixie-like almost.
What is it that really captured you?
I just thought she was just very beautiful.
Oh,
just
like Pixie.
Her, yeah, very Pixie-like. Like, oh.
Like her eyes is glistening.
Glittering, yeah.
And
I think maybe it's just because like in the 70s, you had the disco lights and all that kind of stuff around you. And maybe when this music video, now when I look back at it, it's honestly a little different. It looks like they're playing in a roller rink and people with skates are going by. It almost even feels like a roller rink song now, like I would have heard.
In a disco.
Yeah, like a disco club. But like as a
something.
kid, you see those lights moving around and it's just like, oh, it's like magical.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's all it was. I don't know. Maybe my memory doesn't serve me right, and it's just she was.
I think you were
singing
just
in a
like
disco ball.
I think you were mesmerized by her. It's so focused on her.
It really is focused on her face.
So it's like her eyes glisten, and then her lips.
Her lips are very glistening too. Yeah,
glossy.
like glossy. Yeah,
Right.
it's a very interesting film technique. Like that,
she was speaking to you when you were 5 years old.
It felt like it. Felt like it.
And that scarf too brought something.
Right? She's like, ooh.
Oh.
Well, the band in the back are just goofing off. It's like she's got a job to do, and they're all just tripping. We'll play anything. Hey, someone play the disco ball. Who's got that sound? I don't know. That actually might be making those sounds because there are some weird. You asked me what that instrument at the beginning. Like I don't know. Maybe it is the disco ball that they're like talking on. Like, dunk, 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 dunk. The whole time.
I've listened to this. I've heard the song so many times growing up. But I've never seen her. I can't recall. And then, yeah, of course, the music video. It's first time, but I'm very familiar with it.
It was
the
very
song.
unusual to have music videos like back in that time. Like I said, there was probably only a handful of bands that I remember seeing them for. And I think it's because she might have been on like a VHS. Actually, that was before VHS. I think Betamax tape that my parents got because we actually had one of the first ones. And I remember three things. One is like, I think a tape of ABBA, and that's how I fell on ABBA. I think another one was Neil Sedaka. I remember very distinctly listening to a lot of Neil Sedaka. Oh, baby, he's awesome. And Blondie. I just remember Blondie as part of that.
Because her voice is very unique.